Brandin Cooks on his return. Snapping a selfie right there before you jumped on with us, huh?
Just hanging out with the kids.
Well, I guess I'd go ahead and say, what's up there, neighbor? Are you back in town? Brandin actually lives a few houses down from me. But every time I knock on his door for a barbecue, though, he's never there. Something about being in L.A.
Hey, don't tell the people that. No, how you doing? It's great. It's great to talk to you.
Well, how's the off season going for you guys so far? I know it was a tough loss there in the Super Bowl, but how have things been, and how are things building there with Coach McVay?
It's good. It's one of those things. You're always excited to get back to work with your guys. Short off season, but that's a blessing when you play that far into the season. But we're getting back into it, taking it one step at a time and trusting our process.
What's it like for you being back on the West Coast now?
I love it. Closer to home, great weather. You can't complain.
You get to keep a closer eye on the Beavers when you're in L.A. as opposed
Absolutely. It's funny, being here on the West Coast now, I find myself being able to visit the campus a little more often, come hang out with the players and coach. So I think it's a blessing from that standpoint to be able to come back to my alma mater and just to show my appreciation.
Now, a lot of guys came back. There was a golf tournament yesterday. The weather wasn't particularly great, but did you actually swing the sticks yesterday, or did you go out just for a little bit of a little bit of everybody lying to each other about great stories?
It's one of those things. I'm still not up on my golf game, so I'm not going to get out there and embarrass myself. Just more so hanging out and talking to the people.
What do you see, Brandon, with the direction of the football program now under Jonathan Smith?
That's a great question. You talk about Coach Smith, a former player, to be able to bring back that Oregon State feel. It's just one of those things that blue-collar workers, great quarterback here and a great offensive system that he's trying to build. So it's great to be able to see that, and I think he's heading in the right direction, that's for sure.
I kept thinking, we were talking to the quarterbacks, and we were talking to Sean Mannion, your former teammate, about, the legacy of quarterbacks that were here before, from Derek Anderson to Matt Moore, Sean Canfield to himself, and now maybe with Jake Luton getting a chance to play on Sundays if he continues to develop. And I keep going back to James Newsom, to Sammy Stroughter, to Mike Hass, all the way down to then passing on to you. And what do you see in a guy like Isaiah Hodgins?
Man, that's awesome. I think it's just one of those things. At those positions, this school breeds that, and it's something about it, from the quarterback and receiver position. But you look at a guy like Hodge, big, stout receiver that can catch in traffic, run great routes. He continued to just stay consistent and continue to build. There's no doubt in my mind he should be playing on Sundays as well.
You mentioned it before, having a former Beaver come back as the head coach. What does it mean to you as a guy who played here to have one of your own now leading this program?
I think it means the world because they understand what this atmosphere is supposed to be like. It's not the easiest job to come and take on because there's a certain type of culture around here in the university and in the city that it takes someone who's been here before to really understand that. So to have him here, you start to feel that feel back. You're starting to see more guys come back and spend time with the players, and that's all you can ask for.
I mean, you were here through some great years. Obviously, Jonathan was here through some unbelievable years at Oregon State. What do you think is going to be needed for this program to take the next step and get back to those years of bowl game after bowl game, playing for Rose Bowls and playing for Fiesta Bowls, et cetera?
I think it's going back to the little details. I think when you get carried away and you start looking at the big picture and forget about the little details, things don't start going your way. And so to be able to come out here and watch how he's making these guys practice, the type of system that he's running, football is a fundamental game, and when you can get back to the basics, those are the times where you're going to be most consistent on winning games. And seeing that, I think he's heading in the right direction.